Hello, good evening, and welcome to Hillsborough, Sheffield for the game with the FA Cup time between Sheffield Wednesday and Manchester City Championship against Premier League, of course. A game that surely will have a real ring to it. New Caton's been on. Good evening, New Caton. I hope you, if you didn't watch back the commentary earlier on, I hope you enjoyed the last half an hour of last night's commentary, and I hope you're going to enjoy a large portion of tonight's commentary, because it's going to be superb. Oakley Hooper, said, "Yo, Caton." And we're just waiting for the teams to come out. It's a 7:45 kick-off, incidentally, here at Hillsborough this evening. And I'm hoping and praying that we'll have a right good game. Let's hear from the two managers in the build-up to this game. First of all, Manchester City's manager, Pep Guardiola.
It was an incredible day at Wembley 9 months or so ago, another trophy won on Sunday. How much does the desire to keep winning grow with every trophy?
Well, when the last 6 in a row domestic trophies and the last 8 or 9, just because that is the proof. So the other are words, and I think we show it. So in the last year, so every game we play, we try it. That doesn't mean you have to win, but try it. And today is another example. So after come back from incredible 2 big stages like Bernabeu and Wembley, we come here and a championship, that is the way the big teams are.
How do you make sure that your players go out with the correct mentality for the challenge you'll face tonight?
That is going to happen, because after the last 3 years we did it, so why should not do it today? But this doesn't not means that we are going to win, because the opponent has his skills. They are strong in the set pieces, and long balls really good, and good talent in the middle with the Bannon, and so we try to learn of them and the fact to know what they do and try to to attack his weak points.
Given the pressures of the league campaign, to go into a cup competition away from that and be the underdogs, and is this something that you can perhaps go out and enjoy and use it to galvanise your squad for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think there's many things we can try and aim to get from this game. Obviously the first thing is you have to believe that you can get a result that you want, that's number one, but there's other things as well. We're been in a difficult patch of form. We were very good up to Christmas, that's why we were third in the league, and we've had a poor run of form from here. But so tonight's performance, if we can perform to a high level and get the confidence from that and take it forward with us, so there's quite a few things we're playing for. Yes, there's the result, which is the number one, but number two is if we give the performance that we know we're capable of, that can hopefully give us the confidence and belief moving forward into the rest of the season as well.
Well, that's Gary Monk there, Sheffield Wednesday. I should also tell you guys that if a bit like yesterday, really, if it ends a draw after 90 minutes, we go into extra time, and if it's level after that, we will have a penalty shootout. Whatever happens, we'll be there at the moment. We'll be there for the whole of the match, and whatever outcome, we'll be there. And of course, after tonight's match, we'll have the draw for the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Now that's due at around about 10 to 10 tonight, but we'll be live to stay there. So once the game is finished at Hillsborough, we will be on the air with the draw, and Mark Chapman will be your host for that, alongside Chris Waddle and Martin Keown. Of course, we've got 2 games coming up, 2 games to bring you up to date with, and they're all games tonight, kicking off at 7:45. Incidentally, we've got a game at there's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is one of the games, and that's Tottenham Hotspur against Norwich City. And we've got another North Midlands affair at the King Power as Leicester City take on Birmingham City. And Russ and New Caton will be tuning in, and I'll be relaying their reports to you all tonight. Well, we're all set to go. I will give you the two lineups in a second or two, because obviously the lineups are very strong lineups. But we're almost all set to go here, and should be an absolute cracker, really. Right, the teams are out onto the field, and we're all set to go. Well, let's have a look at the two teams, starting with Sheffield Wednesday. Wildsmith in goal, Palmer, Ifora, Burner, Cox, Pelpopsy, Lee, Murphy, Brannan, Dale Cruz, and Forestieri. Substitutes: Dawson, Harris, Fletcher, Lees, Anuyu, Hunt, and Aguirre. Manchester City with Bravo in goal, Chancelo, Stones, Otamendi, and Mendy at the back. Then it's Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and David Silva, with Mahrez, Aguero, and Jesus. On the bench for City: Edison, Raheem Sterling, Gundogan, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Foden, and Garcia. Phil Foden's reward for a terrific performance. And Sunday is a rest tonight. So a very strong Manchester City lineup. Bravo, the hero on Sunday, keeps his place in goal. Referee tonight comes from County Durham. That's Michael Oliver. There's the two owls, the mascots of Sheffield Wednesday, and Hillsborough, one of the great old grounds of English football. In good voice, an all-ticket game here in the Steel City. Adam Nunn on the near side is one of the linesmen, and Stuart Burt with the yellow flag on the far has the yellow flag. The fourth official tonight, Peter Banks. I should also tell you that there's no VAR involved, so we won't be needing any assistance from Stockley Pot because we're on a non-Premier League ground. So no VAR, and it's going to be Manchester City in what I can only describe as orange and sort of maroon type shirts mixed in his underway. Sheffield Wednesday, they're not that difficult to spot. They're in the stripes. It's a very weird concoction for Manchester City's, shall we say, away shirt as we look at Pep Guardiola. And there we are at the Spurs game, but we don't have to talk about VAR tonight in this game. FA Cup 5th round, the draw coming up after this game. Sergio Aguero running towards, he got the first goal at Wembley on Sunday. Number 3 gets it forward for Sheffield Wednesday, that's Borna. And again, down the left-hand side, that's good football, but the ball's going to run out of play. We'll give it a run of the Italian striker Forestieri. Sologan is a Liverpool fan, hard luck yesterday, but 12 points away from winning the Premier League title. Minute gone here at Hillsborough in this 7:45 game. It's Sheffield Wednesday the Championship 0, Manchester City 0. It's their 7th meeting in all, including replays. Manchester City have won 4 and drawn 2. Sheffield Wednesday have never won a game against Manchester City in this competition. Their last win, in fact, was 1993. 2-1 win at Main Road. So you're going back nearly 25, just over 25 years for the last time Sheffield Wednesday won a game. Cross coming in there, and it comes to Rodri. Rodri now finds Mendy. Chancelo will play on the right hand side, and Mendy on the left hand side of defence. The ball's turned in there, a chance inside the box for Sergio Aguero, and good defending there by Ifora. And it's Oakley, not Danielle Hooper. It's Danielle the sister. You've seen that defensive work there by Ifora. Gary Monk is the Sheffield Wednesday manager these days. Only 2 wins from these last 13 games in the league. They were 3rd at Christmas, Sheffield Wednesday. They're now down to 12th at the moment in the Championship, but not far off the pace in the playoffs as we look at Barry Bannon, a former Aston Villa player. Still a few empty seats here. It is a evening game. I think if the conditions had been a little bit warmer, or maybe during the day, I think we would have got a proper sellout. But there's a good atmosphere inside Hillsborough. Real cup tie fair. The great old grounds of English football. This is Chancelo on the ball now. Stones looking for Mendy, and then Mendy played it out to Chancelo. Chancelo now down the right hand channel. Mahrez has started out on the right hand side, and now John Stones gets it out towards Mendy. It's very difficult with the kits they are. I mean, it's a strange concoction of a kit that City have cooked up here. Still 0-0 with 3 minutes gone. It's me, it's not Motti now. Only when I'm on Trevor's channel. Anyway, here's John Stones to Chancelo, trying to chip that one forward. Good crowd, but there's a few empty seats, I'm afraid, in the home end as that ball comes in. In fact, Manchester City are attacking the Sheffield Wednesday cop end in the first half. It comes off Perupsi for a corner. Mahrez making the run down the right. There's a few empty seats. I thought it was a full house, but there's a few that have not turned up tonight. I suppose there's still a good atmosphere. I think there's about 25,000 inside. At least the main stand is fairly packed. Here comes the corner, far side in towards the 6-yard area. Jones, John Stones there, rather jumping there inside the area. Didn't get a good contact on the header. Sheffield Wednesday probably got longer odds than in a two-horse race, but Forestier has done well there against Mendy and has got his team a free kick in a very good position here. Of course, Manchester City, Sheffield Wednesday attacking the Leppings line end at the first half. To my left as Forestieri goes down. 5 minutes gone here at Hillsborough. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 0 in the FA Cup 5th round. The draw for the quarterfinals coming up here live after this game on this YouTube channel. So when the game's finished, do not go off straight away. Manchester City fans are blading to my left hand side. So their team win at Wembley on Saturday. On Sunday as Bannon chips that free kick in there towards the far post, and it's knocked back across. Real chances here for Sheffield Wednesday, and they still keep the ball alive, but offside. It would have been offside there against the defender there, Ifora. My sister took a tablet and told me to remove the comment. Oh dear. Anyway, here's Bannon for Sheffield Wednesday, and here's a chance now as the shot comes in. Oh, just wide of the left hand post. Palmer's shot. In fact, it was Murphy who had the shot, sorry. He wanted a corner. It's the first time I've commentated on a Sheffield Wednesday for a long time, so apologies. Also, they've got gold on the back of their shirts, which makes identification very difficult in these evening conditions. Luckily, I mean, City are very familiar anyway, because I've commentated on them about 10 times this season in different competitions, from Champions League to League Cup, from FA Cup to Premier League. Second in the Premier League, won the Football League Cup on Sunday in a very dramatic final, you may remember, against Aston Villa. Apologies if we lost sound halfway through that final. Seven minutes gone then. Chancelo now. 0-0 is the score here. And of course, we'll tell you about man of the match. We had a great winner for man of the match yesterday. Pedro winning the award for Chelsea when they beat Liverpool 2-0. Newcastle already in the draw, and so too are Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday's neighbours. If they were to pull off the shock of the round, we could have the potential for a Sheffield derby in the quarterfinals. That would be some watch. But a long way to go yet as Forestieri does some defensive work there for Sheffield Wednesday, helping back. Bannon with a little flick. And now a chance now for Borna to get it away for Sheffield Wednesday. Borna down the line, but he's giving it straight here to Cancelo. Now Stones into the centre circle. This is Nicola Otamendi back to John Stones once again. Stones now looking for options. Sheffield Wednesday got all 11 men behind the ball. Cancelo now has it on the right hand side here. 0-0 at Hillsborough. Ball in towards the penalty area. Good little turn there. Bernardo trying to shake off all comers. Still Bernardo on the edge of the area. Comes out here. Otamendi forward. Here comes the cross. Aguero's in the middle. Can't stab it towards Jesus. He'll come to Mendy a second time. Jesus is barged off the ball. No appeals from the Manchester City striker. Bannon then intercepting a cross on the edge of the penalty area. And then this is Bernardo Silva, right hand side. City probing in the early exchanges. Mahrez with a shot, deflects away. Can Palmer keep that in? Is the question. Yes, he can. 9 minutes for the first half gone. 0-0. 0-0 in the game at Tottenham and Norwich. And 0-0 in the other game. The old Midlands clash between Leicester City and Birmingham City. Cancelo for Manchester City. 9 gone. No goals yet in any of our 3 featured cup ties so far. And also I'll keep you up to date with Burnley's youth cup side, because they're in action in Manchester tonight against Manchester City. As Bernardo Silva turned in the area. Tried to stay on his feet, didn't keep his balance all that well. Good play there from Sheffield Wednesday. Well intercepted there by a defender there. And there's a player now for Manchester City. And it's Borna. It's actually Danny Fox, number 3. It's Borna who got the ball away. Well, I agree. It should be played at weekends. The old spirit. Well, it's always been played at weekends. But there you go. I mean, it's enabled us to cover 2 intriguing quarter-final last 16 ties. And they are intriguing anyway. Tomorrow night it's Derby County against Manchester United. Wayne Rooney coming up against his former side. Ball out of play, carelessly gifted away. So 0-0. If you joined us late, you've missed nothing. No goals at the moment, but we'll keep you abreast of all the other cup scores, and of course Burnley in action, of course, in that other game in the Youth Cup. We'll keep you across that for you. Anything happens there, we'll let you know. Anyway, meanwhile, a ball forward, and that's going to be cut out once again. Terrific atmosphere for this game as the goalkeeper takes the ball there. That's Bravo. I saw your earlier video today with Mrs. Carney. Oh yeah, me and Karen Carney were like a double act, me and her. Me on the commentary box, Karen Carney on the touchline. Amazing one. I've just been recording episode 3. I've just done one of the games in episode 3. The first one, the European one. And I've got 2 more to sort out. 3 more to sort out and edit. Because you're going to have a bumper 4 gamer next time. As soon as I get 5 minutes. Anyway, Jesus, edge of the area for Manchester City. Back in the real world. Cancelo trying a left-footed shot from the edge of the area. And ball deflects away. Now Mendy gets the ball. Mendy back to Otamendi. No pun intended, of course. Finds Bernardo Silva. Silva just going out to the right a little bit. Now Cancelo. Cancelo keeps the play going again, and then the ball back on halfway line. This is John Stones, who was at fault in a lot of ways for that goal for Aston Villa on Sunday afternoon. And he slipped and gave El Ghazi a chance to cross in. And there's been a goal in the game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it's gone the way of Tottenham. 1-0 ahead against Norwich. Ryan Vertonghen after 13 minutes. And Vertonghen then 13 minutes. No goals between Leicester City and Birmingham. Russ is a bit like me with the superstitions. When I'm covering a game, you don't want to predict what's going to happen. In fact, you just want to see what happens in front of you whilst you're commentating on it, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. Sheffield Wednesday have been good defensively, and one or two of the supporters at Hillsborough are finding the mobile phones a bit more of an entertainment feature than the game at the moment. Here's Bannon in the middle of the field, finds Monterey the area now for Sheffield Wednesday. He's had the City half. Just a few murmurs of expectation then from the home fans as that was well worked. Another throw to Wednesday, taken quickly. Might have been a suspicion of a foul throw there, but not one bit of it. Throw to Sheffield Wednesday then. Another. We've got Tottenham 1, Norwich 0. As I said, Vertonghen with the goal there. That's flashed up on my screen. Danny Fox with the throw-in. Former Burnley man, of course. Bannon back to Danny Fox. I'll always never forget Danny Fox. Debut. He was signed by Brian Lawson on his debut against West Ham some 10 years ago. Scored a free kick from the right-hand side, the far side. And he just went past West Ham's Rob Green and into the net. He gave us a 2-1 win over West Ham in a dramatic match. We went on to get relegated that year, but my word, what a day that was. Here's a chance though for Sheffield Wednesday. Can they make a name for themselves? Haven't reached the final since 1993 when they lost to the replay to Arsenal. It's Morgan Fox. I do apologise. Well, it's Morgan Fox. Just building my hopes up then. As I say, I don't commentate on Sheffield Wednesday that often, so this is a new thing for me. This is number 38, De Cruz. Keeps the ball alive now. Finds Murphy. Murphy on the right hand side. He takes a tumble. Referee Oliver decides that's a free kick. Otamendi's furious. When have we said that before? Murphy taking on Otamendi, who clearly fouls him. Free kick on the right hand side then to Sheffield Wednesday. And this is where they've got a strike against Manchester City from the set plays. It's Jacob Murphy. Been around the game a long time, the lower leagues, of course. Free kick then right hand side. Murphy and Bannon, I think, are the two-man committee. So Bannon's got his arm in the air, I should say, and he's going to take the set piece. Bannon then, with the free kick into the penalty area he goes, but it bisects everyone, past the left-hand post and behind for a goal kick to Manchester City. With 17 minutes almost gone, it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 0 here in South Yorkshire. Gary Monk will be okay with the first half and the way it's gone thus far. Possessions, that's, well, you'd expect this. 26% Sheffield Wednesday, 74% Manchester City. This shows how City have been dominating in possession, but when it comes to the final third, Sheffield Wednesday have been very, very strong in defence. But for how long can they keep it up? Remember, if it goes to 90 minutes and with no score, or it's 1-1, 2-2 or whatever, extra time, and if possible, and if it's still not possible to get a win in that time, The penalties can decide, and as we've seen so far in the FA Cup, anything can happen. Goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. As City tried to break down the right, he just broke down a little bit. This is Joe Wildsmith, who's in an all-green goalkeeper's jersey this evening. Black shorts and green stockings. Clearly the number 2 at the club. Wildsmith kicks right-footed. You have big names on the bench, and there is an ex-Burnley player in amongst that substitutes. Stephen Fletcher, ex-Burnley, scored 9 goals for Burnley in his 1 season at the club. And when Burnley got relegated, ironically, a Sue comes on. Liverpool relegated the Clarets that day, and I remember crying leaving the turf that day when Stephen Gerrard's 25-yard extra-cept sunk us. We lost 4-0 and got relegated, but Stephen Fletcher was a shining light in that season for us. 9 goals. Went to Sunderland, did okay, and then his career's just sort of gone off the boil a bit over the last few years. There's a free kick here against Borna. Where's number 13? Sheffield Wednesday looking to reach the quarter-finals for the first time since 1997, and they reached it. Had a home tie, televised, but were beaten by 2-0 by Wimbledon, who went on to reach the semi-finals. That's the old carnation of Wimbledon, not the reincarnation, not the AFC Wimbledon you see now. Anyway, 3 kick to Manchester City in a very good position. Silva, David chips it in towards the far post. Wildsmith on his marks on his line. Stones knocks it in from the right hand channel, and a header from Jesus just wide of the far left hand post. Goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday, and Joe Wildsmith and his defence could breathe a huge sigh of relief. Chipped out towards the right hand side. Ball work to Stones. Stones with a little chip cross back. It was an inviting header for Gabriel Jesus to try and get on the end of. But his header lacked, first of all, the power and the conviction, but secondly and thirdly, the accuracy. And City starting with their 2 goal scorers at Wembley that afternoon. Sergio Aguero and Rodri in the middle of the park. To Mendy now to Jesus on the halfway line, just taking a bit of a deeper role. Mendy has it now far side, inside to Rodri. Rodri having to turn away. Luke Ayrton's reporting. 21 minutes gone, it's 1-0. Still 0-0 here between Sheffield Wednesday and Manchester City. We do give the score every 5 minutes, just so you know. There's so much to take in. We've got comments to read, we've got everything else. I'm afraid we got those advertisements again, which I think is wrong. But anyway, we're back once more, and I'm not going to mention them because we've got kids watching. But on primetime television, we shouldn't be talking about that. Anyway, 0-0 as we are midway through almost the first half here at Hillsborough. Wednesday looking for a free kick which didn't come. Mahrez now in possession for City. Leicester 0, Birmingham 0. They played 21 minutes as well. We've had 21.5 minutes here. No goals. Just the 1 goal from Vertonghen in the 3 cup ties being played so far. They must be played to a finish. The draw will be coming up after we've finished here at Hillsborough tonight. Aguero trying to turn, but again, good resolute defending this time from Palmer for Sheffield Wednesday. And then Wednesday player Murphy plays an almightily poor ball, and here comes Cancelo through the middle, just cuts in from the right. Mahrez, centre of the park. Mendy left hand side. City now attacking with real temp, crossing to the penalty area, comes to the edge of the penalty area. I think it was Rodri who shot then with his left foot, got completely underneath that and into the stand, into the cup end for a goal kick. Marks on, the Arsenal man, the Arsenal fan and fellow commentator for our channel. And we're We'll be hearing a bit more of him. In fact, it was Mahrez with the shot, not Rodri as we nominated. Be great for the Cup if Sheffield Wednesday were to create a shock here tonight. 2 years ago in the same round, on a Monday night, City went to Wigan, went down to 10 men if you remember. Fabian Delph was penalised and sent off. There was an almighty free-for-all in the tunnel, and you may remember the goal scorer that day was Will Grigg. He knocked Manchester City out. They went on to win the League Cup and the league. They were on for a quadruple if you remember, Manchester City. It was the same round when Rochdale pulled off a 2-2 draw against Tottenham Hotspur at Scotland. A game we covered. One of the best cup ties I think I've ever covered. Sheffield Wednesday conceded a really needless corner there. Born there is conceded a corner. Riyad Mahrez is going over to the right hand side to take it. So again, probably needless pressure on Sheffield Wednesday with 24 minutes gone here at Hillsborough. No goals at the moment. Here comes the corner, and we've lost. We just lost it for a second. Here comes the defender again, number 5, Lee. Once again, we've had one or two technical issues. I do apologise. We're in the hands of the gods here, technical gods. And we've lost. We've lost the. Well, we just lost it there for a second. We are back live with you now. Just having one or two technical We just had one or two technical issues, and I went with 25 minutes gone. Once again, we're having really massive problems with the streaming tonight. It's really disappointing. At the moment, it's 0-0, but we've lost a chunk. We're having one or two technical problems. Hopefully, we'll get them sorted out for you, because we want to make sure it's a no commentary, extra commentary in the background. I think the problems have been cleared, and now the ball hooked away. Now still 0-0 here. You haven't missed anything. Hopefully now the problems with the stream has sorted itself out. And here is Cancelo. Cancelo from the right hand side knocks it in, away by Afora, and comes to Bannon on the edge of the area. Does well. Finds Fox. Fox gets it down the line. And still 0-0. We're having one or two technical issues with the sound and one or two other bits. We'll try and hopefully the Gremlins will try and sort themselves out. It's been really tough going at the moment. Still 0-0. And it's ball out towards Rodri. Rodri turns. And there's a player gone down. And the ball knocked in. A chance there on the far side for Jesus. And it's behind for a corner. Oh, for a goal kick, I should say. 26 minutes gone then. Yeah, but we don't want to be giving BBC One publicity. This is our stream. I don't want BBC One getting anything. Just hopefully we'll hear from Trevor Sports at some point. You haven't seen his video for his version of Match of the Day, where he does his own supplementary FA Cup tournament. Give it a watch. I'm on it and Rusty's on it, and it's a good It's a good one. I'll tell you where. And we've lost the thing again. I do apologise, folks. We're truly in the hands of the gods tonight, and unfortunately we've had all sorts of technical issues. Not from us, from Hillsborough, and I'm afraid it's 27 minutes gone. It's still 0-0, but we're having one or two technical faults, and it's not good. I've got to be honest with you. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed the way this has been done, and I hope it doesn't spoil your enjoyment of this, because we don't want to let you miss out here. Anyway, we'll try and get the game back for you as soon as we can, and that's wide now, and we're now trying to get the game back on a no commentary basis. We are now 28 minutes gone. We are back live with you now. Hopefully that settles it out. We've had to buffer it all out here on the laptop and everything, and it is frustrated. Nicky Weaver, ex-Manchester City, of course, started his career there. We're having technical problems, and it's just getting ridiculous now. And honestly, the BBC, who are paid good money to do these streams, have been very lacklustre. We're trying to do these streams, and they're not doing a good job, I'm afraid. 28 minutes gone. I just hope things sort themselves out. This is not good. We're in the annals of a really good cup tie here, and these demons seem to be not. Well, it just seems to. They just always want. We're going to have to just try again a bit with a non-commentary at half time, and just have to go with the actual streaming at the moment, because we can't. We're having one or two technical issues with this. With the no commentary stream at the moment, so I'm afraid we're going to have to just sit tight and just lower the sound a little bit, as we're now back live with the action. Wild Smith now, 30 minutes gone, still 0-0. Apologies to anyone who's been and it's very it's just disappointing that they're not doing anything good at the moment. So we'll keep it on a we'll get back to the non-commentary stream in a bit. As for now, we'll just keep it at normal. But it's we're 15 minutes away from half time, and still Tottenham 1, Norwich 0 is the scoreline. As Jesus turns and finds Rodri. Rodri now, quarter-final draw, follows the game live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. And Mike has just said it's got off complete. Well, that's not a great surprise. Hopefully they'll sort out the glitches at half time. As soon as we get confirmation, if someone could just check for me and make sure that it's completely gone, that it's back up and running again, please let me know, and we'll go back to that stream. Right now we'll go back to the original game. Not a good night for the host broadcasters. We've got a no commentary stream here in Hillsborough, where we did have, and well, I'm afraid the BBC are going to get an earful from me at half time, because that's not good enough. Anyway, Forestier has brought his man down for a free kick, so at the moment we're a bit in the dark about certain aspects, but we'll just have to see. Mahrez will take the free kick then from the near side. Still 0-0. Here's the header coming. Oh, it's off the crossbar from 6 yards out. It was Otamendi, I think, got the header in. The cross came in from the free kick, came in from the right hand channel, and it was Nicholas Otamendi with the header. Came right back off Joe Ralsmith's crossbar and came away. Well, that was quite remarkable. That was, as I say, quite remarkable as the header came in. Off the bar it went from Otamendi, and I'll tell you what, that was a close run thing. Still 0-0. As Aguero now takes the ball out, and here's Jesus. Jesus turns. Back again to Mendy. Mendy crosses in from the left-hand side. Away by Ifora for Sheffield Wednesday. 32 minutes gone at Hillsborough. 0-0 between Sheffield Wednesday and Manchester City in the FA Cup 5th round. The draw due to come up. We've had one or two technical problems here at Hillsborough, and there's technical problems at looks like at the other games as well. If you want to watch the game but get the King Power but listen to our commentary game, you can do so. The FA have got a Facebook page live, and they've got Leicester City against Birmingham City if you want to watch that game as well. But listen to commentary from here as John Stones threads the ball out towards Chancelo. Chancelo back inside to Stones. Seventh time they've met in the FA Cup. Wednesday have not won a game, and they were very close to being on the receiving end of going 1-0 down in this one. Bernardo now down the right hand side, gets the crossing, knocked only half away. Rodri now on the edge of the area. Rodri into the area, good football again, and good tackle there at the last second there by Ifora, because it looked as if City were in there for number one. This is Mahrez. Mahrez turning, finds Chancelo. Chancelo infield to Rodri. Deep inside Sheffield Wednesday territory. Forestieri doing well, the evergreen Italian. And it is a horrible kit, I have to say, the third kit. Bernardo has got injured as well for Manchester City whilst all that's going on. No Kevin De Bruyne in the 18, I should add. As number 38, De Cruz finds Forestieri. He has gone further forward there for Sheffield Wednesday. I know, can Wednesday have a little bit of possession? They've not been in the top flight of English football, incidentally, since 2000. And I'm afraid that it's a hopeless situation in the streams at Tottenham at the moment. It's a good job we didn't choose that one for live coverage. Meanwhile, a chance here for Sheffield Wednesday just for a moment or two as they try to get through down that centre of the park, and it was Murphy getting in behind, and in the end John Stones did really well. It was actually De Cruz, who got through. Well, at the moment we've got a 0-0 scoreline. I just want to make it absolutely plain that in the 52 games, 53 matches we've covered this season on this channel, 2 of them have ended goalless out of 52. So 50 of our matches have had goals in them. That's handball against Palmer on the far side. That's son of Colton Palmer. Yellow card. Yellow card for Palmer. Well, I'm not sure whether that was a deliberate handball. I've got to be honest. I think Michael Oliver may have been a little bit hasty. Mahrez going through. I don't think Palmer was intending to stop that. I just think he slipped. It touched his hand. You can't really give that as a deliberate handball. I'm sorry. That's poor refereeing from Michael Oliver. Liam Palmer, the son of Colton Palmer, into the book. I think that's a very harsh yellow card, if I'm being totally honest. It wasn't a deliberate handball by any means. What it does do is give Manchester City a free kick. I don't think it was deliberate handball. Purely accidental, I thought. I agree, but not a yellow card. Anyway, free kick, Morris to take, far side. Swings it into the penalty area. The heads go up and it's over the bar. City want a goal kick. City want a corner, sorry. Sheffield Wednesday get a goal kick. Just to remind you, no VAR tonight. Frank Heavens. And that was the effort from Otamendi that crashed back off the crossbar. It was Aguero with the first jump and against the bar. So as things stand at the moment, the draw is looking like this. Arsenal went through on Monday night, that win over Portsmouth. Chelsea got through against Manchester City. And not against Manchester City, against Liverpool. They've gone through. Newcastle are in the draw, and also Sheffield United. So 4 decent, all Premier League teams into the next round of the Cup. We've got a situation here at the moment where we've got a Manchester City player down. It looks like John Stones to me has gone down here. And Again, the referee was right in my line of sight. It might have been Da Cruz actually, who bummed into him. And there you go. Mike says we should have VAR in all FA Cup games, whether it's Premier League, Championship, Newcastle's third. Yesterday was a handball. Well, I haven't seen the third goal from Newcastle, I have to say, Mike, but I think, yeah, I do agree. There are big screens at the ground. It's just, I think it stinks to me, but there you go. What do I know? What do I know, eh? Football is a funny old game, as we all know. As we now go into the 38th minute, this is just the latest chance from that Mahrez free kick. It was Jesus. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on, but I know if VAR had been there, I don't think they would have probably given. I think they'd probably just agree with the same outcome. Apart from the look at the completed passes, I'm just looking at it on my monitor. 60%, 60 passes for Sheffield Wednesday. And whopping, listen to this, 274 passes for Manchester City. The doping class of these two teams is an almighty chasm. But yet, with 39 minutes gone, it's still amazingly Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 0. And of course, we'll have the JB man of the match a bit later on. We'll take a 10-minute break at half time, see if we can get the actual non-commentary stream back. And hopefully have a really good second half, because it's been littered with technical faults. Anyway, the ball played out towards the near side, I should say, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday in line with their 18-yard area. There's another player gone down injured. Who's the latest one? It looks like Gabriel Jesus is injured here. He did leave his foot in there before it. Tell you what, Michael Over didn't see that one. I would have said free kick for that. There's the City fans away to my left hand side in the Leppings Lane then. There's Bernardo Silva now, game back underway. Mahrez now for City. I think Jesus is okay to continue. Bernardo played it in there towards his namesake David. And ball lost out. Birmingham holding in there against Leicester City. 0-0 at the King Power. Just 50-60 miles down the M1 from us. Another 70-80 miles further down from that. It's Tottenham 1, Norwich City 0. The only goal of 3 cup ties in progress at the moment in the FA Cup, sponsored by Emirates, or the FA Challenge Cup, to give it its old unique title. First play forward back in 1872. Here's David Silva towards Jesus. And now a chance here for a crossing from Bernardo. Behind everybody, nearly came to Aguero. But again, once again, Palmer gets it away for Sheffield Wednesday. Hits a long ball forward looking towards the run of Da Cruz. But he can't be found. And John Stones intercepts for Sheffield Wednesday. Newcastle says West Brom should have beaten Forest. This was in the Championship, but they drew 2-2. That's when they should use VAR in the Championship. Latest scores up in Scotland. It's St Mirren 0, St Johnstone 0. And that's from a friend of his, Ryan, who's up at St Mirren watching the game last night. Hearts went off the bottom of the SPO with a 3-1 win against Hibernian at Easter Road. A great result there for Hearts. That puts Hamilton Academicals on the bottom of the Scottish Premier League. Here's Barry Banner now for Sheffield Wednesday. Midway inside his own half. Just got out towards the right hand side a little bit now. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left in the first half. Even with points at 0-0, although Sheffield Wednesday haven't had much of the play. It's been Manchester City. They've been penalised again this time Wednesday. Fouled by Lee. And a free kick to City. There was a foul here by Leon Rodri just inside the centre circle on halfway. There's other games taking place in Scotland at the moment, including Rangers 0, Hamilton Academicals 0, and Livingston against Celtic. That's 1-1. Kilmarnock lead Aberdeen 2-1, and Motherwell lead Ross County 2-1. And we'll try and get you a scoreline at half time from Manchester City and Burnley in the FA Youth competition as well. We'll bring you a later score from that one as well. As City come forward once again on the edge of the area. Of course, it's Michael being involved, and hopefully Burnley can pull off a real shock against the under-18 side. Tony Phillips-Kirk in charge of the young Clarets at the moment, who have brought through the likes of Dwight McNeil in the last year or two. And there's a chance here for Da Cruz to chase, but again John Stone's winning that little battle between him and Da Cruz. Bravo taking it there. Not had a real shot to save in anger. Although that save in the final at Wembley from Engels was somewhat special. Tipped it onto the post, you may remember. At the moment, no breakthrough here. Arbroath and Dunfermline drawing 0-0 in the Scottish Championship. See, we're bringing you the Scottish flavour as well tonight. Here's David Silva towards Jesus. It looked as if he was pushed there, but no foul, said the referee. As Otamendi retrieves the ball on halfway line for City. Last minute of the first half of normal time. City looking to that first goal. Sheffield Wednesday standing in their way. All the games tonight kicking off at 7:45. 1-0 to Spurs in their match against Norwich. And it's 0-0 between Leicester City and Birmingham City. At the moment it's 0-0. 30 seconds of normal time to go. And at the moment no sign of a breakthrough at the moment. But City have a free kick left hand side. Morris will be the man to take it here from the far side. The man they got from Leicester City. In it goes towards the far post. And John Stones arriving with a downward header at the far right hand post. Nodding it down from about 4, maybe 5 yards out. But somehow it's evaded Joe Wildsmith, and it's somehow bounced too much into the top of the net and over the bar. Oh, that's bad. That's bad news for Burnley, Russ. Bad news for Burnley. Man City under 18s 1, Burnley under 18s 0. Delap, well, that's a famous name, isn't it? 1-0. Hopefully he didn't throw it in the back of the net. Burnley, though, in trouble in the quarterfinals of the Youth Cup. Come on, Tony Phillips, get side. Get back into the game. Done really well, in fact, to reach the quarterfinals of that competition. Well, at least we're doing all right in the first team. At least they're doing well. You know, 9th place above Arsenal. I thank you. 1 added minute, and we're almost done with that 1 added minute. In fact, we've played the 1 added minute, and surely referee Oliver will blow for the half-time cup of tea and a few oranges for the players to enjoy at half-time, because it's 0-0 here. So as we stand, we're on for extra time. So too is extra time possible in the Old Midlands affair. But Spurs are winning in their match. But at half-time here in our commentary game, so often we say this at the end of these half. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 0. That's a long time since we went goalless. As the teams are down in the tunnel now. And no sign of the scenes we saw at Wigan 2 years ago when they were hustling and bustling and fighting in lumps. Decent effort for Sheffield Wednesday, but at the moment Manchester City certainly had the upper hand in terms of chances of possession created, but still no breakthrough. They're coming to half time in the game at Leicester. Mike says you're above Arsenal, but you've never got. Well, we'll never go 10 unbeaten. Never mind 49. Right? Don't worry about that. But at half time though, it's Sheffield Wednesday. It's 0-0, and we're going to take a 10-minute break. And usually, I don't know where Trevor is tonight, but if you're there, Trevor, have a guess at what I might be having at half time. If you're listening, but It's 0-0. We'll be back with the second half very, very shortly. Our time now has got our time whistle's got at both West End and Tottenham. Leicester 0-0 with Birmingham. Tottenham 1-up with Norwich. Here in our commentary match, it's 0-0 between Sheffield Wednesday and Manchester City, and we'll be taking a quick 10-minute break. See you then. Welcome back to Hillsborough, where we just started the second half. No changes from either side. And we're back now. We're underway in the second half, so apologies there. We just had a lot to do in that 15-minute period. No changes from either sides. But City attacking the left, means laid end to our right. It's 0-0 in case you joined us late. As Wednesday come forward now with Chancelo, Bernardo Silva with a cross, and from the right hand side, and it will be taken by Joe Roll-Smith. Enjoyed the second half, Panini. I think you've got the other game. I think you've got the Old Midlands Fair, haven't you, on your channel? Enjoyed the commentary, and if there's there's a likelihood that both games could go to extra time. Spurs at the moment are not doing so, as Sheffield Wednesday have possession on the edge of the area, with Forestieri trying to turn away. It's important now that Wednesday do try and make something of it. Manchester United news, Sam. Nothing at the moment. Man City have hit the bar, but apart from that, it's really been a good game. And we've got another. Well, we just lost. We've got Simon Brotherton there. We're just. I don't understand. We've got. We've absolutely. I'm afraid the BBC are not doing any favours at all, because we've somehow managed to get Simon Brotherton's voice through on the actual stream here. It's still 0-0, but we're having drama. BBC must be. I'm afraid the BBC are such amateurs when it comes to covering football. I'm afraid this is an absolute travesty. Right, we're back live now, hopefully with the right sound. We got Tottenham Hotspurs. We got sound from Tottenham Hotspurs. This is honestly the BBC. You rely on them for streaming on the monitors as it's horrible. It's horrible. Anyway, it's poor coverage, I'm afraid. Hopefully you're not. Anyway, you've not missed any. The point of the matter is you've not missed any of the action here at Hillsborough. It's still 0-0, and there hasn't been a goal missed. So the only goal so far is at Tottenham, funnily enough. Anyway, enjoy your evening Man United news. Offside against Sergio Aguero. Back live with the action. Pep Guardiola, he's not happy. Not an happy chappy at the moment. It's 4 minutes gone. I wonder if Trevor's doing the Six Nations at the moment. He does have to record half these shows. Pep is not very pleased. Anyway, the game's back live. And Sheffield Wednesday going forward. And the ball out of play. Goal kick given. Manchester City at the moment, huge odds-on favourites to win tonight. Even in a two-horse race, such overwhelming favourites. Sheffield Wednesday, you probably got odds about 16-1 at the start to win. Just looking at Chris Waddle's hair during the half-time interval, it's a shocking hairstyle. As a shot comes in from the near side, it might have been Mendy with the shot. It was, and it hits the left-hand angle of posted crossbar. We're just looking at, just had half an eye on that. It was Aguero breaking there, and against the crossbar it was. Silva setting it up, and it was Mendy, left foot. Struck this one really well. Joe Wildsmith having to go away to his right was beaten a mile, and it cannons off the angle of post and crossbar. Very unlucky there for Manchester City. Seen it from a variety of different camera angles. The latest one inside the goal. Bad news, I'm afraid, for the Clarets. Man City 1, Burnley under 18s 0. A certain Delap. I hope it wasn't Rory, because that's against the rules. It must be about 40 now, Rory Delap. I know it's probably not the same Delap if it was. And he only takes throw-ins. Anyway, here's the effort from Mendy. Livingston 2, Celtic 1. Now that could be an important moment. Robinson with a goal there. Two goals each between Kilmarnock and Aberdeen. And another opportunity. This time Bernardo Silva gets the left-footed shot off, and Joe Wildsmith diving away to his left-hand side makes a comfortable save. And the chance of City ring around away to my left-hand side. It's Rory Delap's son. Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Russ. You're the bearer of bad news tonight. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday 3 kick. Let's see if we can bring you a cup shock tonight. That'll cheer everyone's spirits up. Free kick taken quickly. Ball over on the left-hand side. Ball deflects. Forestieri can't control it. Under pressure from Rodri, and he gets it forward to Aguero. Now David Silva. On to Mendy, who literally hit the bar a few seconds ago. Mendy in field to Sergio Aguero. Aguero controls. David Silva getting out to Cancelo. Cuts inside. Still 0-0 in this FA Cup 5th round tie. Has to be decided tonight. Either through 90 minutes or even extra time, or maybe even bailing at penalties. And if they do go that far, I'll explain all the rules then. Here's Aguero inside the area. Aguero shoots, and that's a tremendous, I was going to say a tremendous save from Joel Wildsmith. But Aguero gets the goal. It's a left-footed shot. Wildsmith got a hand to it, diving away to his left, and then looped up, well, what appeared to be an eternity in the air, and suddenly for the goalkeeper, and luckily for Sergio Aguero, the ball was looped just underneath the crossbar into the Wednesday net, and Manchester City have taken the lead in the 53rd minute. And there may have been a debate whether that was offside if it had gone to VAR, but that's an unfortunate moment for Sheffield Wednesday. Mendy playing the ball forward. There's the left foot shot. Wildsmith, who's done really well tonight. Oh, he'll be frustrated at that. If that goes over the bar, it's a worldie. But the fates conspire against the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper. It looks as if he's done enough there from inside the goal, and it's just agonisingly gone underneath the crossbar. Pep won't care. His team are one up. Well, that's cruel luck on Joe Wildsmith, who's played really well tonight and shouldn't be getting himself down too hearted about that. Just when we were starting to seriously discuss the possibility of extra time and penalties, Sheffield Wednesday concede. It's amazing, isn't it? Blue Moon now is singing around Hillsborough, Sheffield. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 1. Sergio Aguero got the opening goal at Wembley on Sunday. Has done likewise again here at Sheffield Wednesday tonight. And again, we don't have a 0-0 draw. It looks like Stephen Fletcher's going to come on. Hardly recognisable to the guy that Burnley had. As City go again looking for a second one. Crossing from the right-hand channel. Well taken there by Wildsmith. That'll do his confidence a world of good. Forestieri might be the man coming off here. 10 minutes gone in the second half, and it's a real tragedy for Sheffield Wednesday. It looks like Fernando Forestieri's race is run. Still could be extra time and penalties, you never know, there's still time. Well, I can't see Sheffield Wednesday getting back into it, sir, if I'm being honest with you, and This is the FA Cup. I know it's the FA Cup and anything can happen, but well, let's hope Stephen Fletcher can hopefully have his shooting boots on. Scottish international, former Scottish international, of course. Bjorn's around forever. Started his career up in Scotland at Hibernian. How they could have done with him yesterday against Hearts. He was losing the Edinburgh Derby 3-1 at Easter Road yesterday. Celtic losing at Livingston 2-1 at the moment. That's a big turn up for the Bucks in Scotland. If only Rangers can break down Hamilton Academicals, then the title race could be back on again in Scotland. There's talk of Steven Gerrard quitting the club. I think those reports maybe could be a little bit premature. Anyway, here comes Sheffield. Here comes Manchester City. Sorry, 1 goal ahead. It's tough luck on Wildsmith. He's played magnificently well in that Wednesday goal this evening. But in the grand scheme of things, sometimes you don't get what you deserve. If that goes over the bar, that goes down as a world-class save, and it's up there with the likes of Pele and Gordon Banks. And look at this. Bottom of the league, Hamilton Academicals have taken the lead at Ibrox. Rangers 0, Hamilton Academicals 1. Moyo has got the goal after 56 minutes. What a turn-up again in Scotland. Both the Glasgow Giants are being beaten. The Old Firm are not getting it their own way tonight. Either Rangers or Celtic are winning any of their matches tonight. Here's David Silver on halfway line in the FA Cup for Manchester City. Still 0-0 between Leicester and Birmingham, incidentally. And 1-0 to Tottenham against Norwich. We're very lucky to get past Burnley in the 4th round, I should also add. It is weird that Rangers are doing well in Europa. They had a magnificent win at Braga the other week. Themselves a really good draw as well in the next round. Seem to save their best starts for Europe these days, Newcastle, I must admit. Mendy keeps possession now for Manchester City. 1-0. They're leading this FA Cup tie. Just to remind you that the Jamie Man and the Match Award will be opening soon for votes. I'm at the 60th, 61st minute. Here come Manchester City again, well intercepted. Now Murphy gets Wesley attacking again. Blanchard trying to get past the last man once more, and Cruz as well. And here's Jesus taking on all comers as well as Wesley defenders. There's the cross coming in towards the far post. Aguero will reach it on the left hand side. Manchester City still 1 goal up, away by Ifora from Aguero's cross. And I do apologise for the supporters. If there's a colourful choice of language, I do apologise to anyone who listened in, who could hear that. I'm sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it, of course, but I can only apologise on behalf of the channels out of my hands. But supporters should be a bit more respectful. Anyway, here come Manchester City, who are just keeping the ball at will, but I do apologise if you heard any language in the background from any of the supporters. I do apologise profoundly if you were offended by that. Here's Rodri now in the middle for deep inside the Wednesday half for Manchester City, wearing a strange contraction of a shirt. And here, Jesus just trod on the ball. He tried to control him, but he's okay. City winning it back now with David Silva trying to get Aguero in now. And Sheffield Wednesday, they've got to try and get up the field here. They've been absolutely constantly defending from the last few moments. Fletcher now in possession. Still 1-0 to Tottenham. They've got hit the 60th minute mark at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The voting is now open for man of the match. Here's what you've got to do, guys. Text. All you got to do in the comment section below is write the name of the player you want to see in the winning round of the match, and then you hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM. It's essential you do that. No foul there. Carry on, says the referee. And the winner will win our supplementary award. Pedro won our award last night. Here's Jesus. And again, here comes City again, and the shot just wide of the target from Mahrez this time. No, missed the line at the moment. Maybe he's filming grandstand, who knows? Here's you see a replay here as the ball comes to Mahrez just on the right hand side, cuts inside, shoots past the right hand upright, and City still only lead by a goal to nil. But at the moment, Sheffield Wednesday just can't get up the field. Remember, there's only 12 wins from their last 13 games in the league. So it's not going to form. We've got Lee down on the ground. I should also tell you that City have never lost to a championship team under Pep Guardiola. They have lost to Wigan before, and they were League One before people start saying, well, they're championship. Not at the time they knocked City out the cup. They were League One. Going for promotion, which they did get a couple of years ago. We're going to see Hunt come on for Sheffield Wednesday. There's a few fancy dresses there. There's a hen, I think I can see there in the cop stand away to my right. It's not cricket. I thought usually you get fancy dress for the cricket. Anyway, Hunt has replaced Lee. See what this youngster can do. Ross Vernon and Sue have both gone for Wildsmith as man in the match. I have to say, despite I think he was unlucky. I don't think you could put that down as a mistake, because if that was because he'd done everything right, he's just unfortunately the spin on the ball has just took it under the bar, and that's the sad thing for Wildsmith. But he has played well. Let's not take anything away from Joel Wildsmith. He's played well. So shoot 2 votes for Wildsmith, who takes an early lead in the man of the match vote. Remember, you've got until the 90th minute to vote, so your vote must count. And Sue and Russ have set the standard for you guys, the rest of you, to follow. Here's Rodri now inside his own half in possession of Manchester City. Plays the ball back to David Silva, who then gets the ball back safely to John Stones. In turn, heads it back to Bravo. Maybe the person dressed as a hen is on an hen night. I'm not hen night at the football, so he's a bloke. I think that's probably more of a stag night, but at the moment it's not turning into a good day for Gary Monk's side, unless they can get up the field and get a bit of ball positioning, get a bit of the ball, get good field position, and get a chance. At the moment they are going out the FA Cup, and it's only because of Joel Wildsmith really that's kept them in it. Wildsmith's got a third vote for man of the match. And hopefully you're judging him on what's happened with the 64 minutes and not sympathy for the goal he's conceded. I'm sure you guys are astute enough to know that anyway. But the votes do count all the same, as Rodri keeps possession out there for Wednesday, or for Manchester City I should say, in those horrible concoctions of shirts they have here. Takes me back to the old days of the shell suit of the 90s. The sort of colour you'd see on shell suits back in the day. I bet they were pleased to see those shirts when the kitman turned up this afternoon. Well, and I'd be interested if VAR had been in place, because Sergio Aguero, I have to be honest, it looks suspiciously offside. But we haven't got VAR for this game because we're on a non-top flight game. He might be dressed as a cockerel then, but at least he's trying to send a message to his team with the subconscious to wake up. Well, maybe, I think you might have a point there, Sue. I have to say, Wednesday haven't really offered much as an attacking force. And that's been the disappointing feature of this tie. It really has. And as I say, Joel Wildsmith has done really well, despite the goal going in. But we haven't got VAR. Which saved me a little bit of extra work, because trying to find out who's VAR man now for Premier League games and certain cup ties is a chore in itself. And Champions League games too. Sergio Aguero again on the far side. Still 1-0 to Manchester City. Sergio Aguero with the goal. 10 minutes into the second half. It looks as if City's name's going to be into the draw. I think 3-0 was probably a logical scoreline prediction, Newcaton. You look at the two teams and the form they're in. City in red hot form. They've just won a piece of silverware on Sunday in form of the EFL Cup, and as Mendy crosses in, and you look at Wednesday, 2 defeats, two wins in 13 games. I think 3-0 would have been a logical scoreline for anybody to predict. In fact, the form normally goes out the window in these cup ties anyway, but not tonight at the moment, as before intersets for Sheffield Wednesday. They just need to get ball position. At the moment, City are just strangling them further up the field, and it's forcing Wednesday to retreat in some respects. Here's Bannon on the ball now, having to turn away. Fox now back to Bannon on the left hand side. Still can't get over our own half here, the Owls. Still 1-0 to Tottenham against Norwich in that 5th round FA Cup. So Spurs could well be on their way to the quarter-finals to join their London neighbours, Chelsea and Arsenal, who both gone through and both went through in consecutive days. Arsenal 2-0 winners on Monday against Portsmouth, who were the lowest ranked team left in the competition at that point. And of course, Chelsea winning in our match last night, a very good victory over Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. It's a slender but very good victory at the moment for Manchester City, very comfortable one now. No foul there, and the referee waving it on. I think it was Mahrez who was tripped high and wide and Lantham, and his former team are being held still by plucky Birmingham City at the moment, and that could be going to extra time, folks. At the moment, and the other two matches at here and at Tottenham, looks like we'll be getting an outright winner after 90 minutes. Not many goals tonight, I'm afraid. It's been a little disappointed about that. I've no idea, actually, Sue, to be quite honest with you. I'll have to Google that up for you another time and then send you a message. There's Bernardo Silva now for Manchester City. They haven't used a substitute yet. And here's Mahrez now across the 6-yard area. Can't find Aguero. And Sheffield Wednesday for the time being get it away. I'm ashamed those Viagra adverts have come up again. I have voiced my concerns about those adverts on televised games when there's kids watching and kids listening. It's just wrong. No one should have to see that at prime time, I'm sorry. Whoever sells advertising space for these television games needs second, because we don't need Viagra adverts. There are kids watching on television at home. It's a high profile game on national television. Why are we seeing adverts for Viagra? It's wrong. Right, anyway, back to the game. 20 minutes to go. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Man City 1. As things at this moment stand, it's Manchester City going through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, sponsored by Emirates. The draw comes up live after this game, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere after the final whistle, because we'll be staying behind to bring you that draw. So we'll bring you it with Mark Chapman, Chris Waddle and Martin Keown. Here is Mendy now for Sheffield, for Manchester City. Remember, 8 teams, 8 balls into the velvet bag. There's a chance for Wednesday. Oh, there was a chance there for Mahrez. Right hand side for Manchester City. Almost putting them 2-0 up. Well, you can watch the draw back tomorrow live on. You can watch the draw back, because the good thing about these streams, Luke Caton, is you can listen to these back, as we just see Mahrez shoot it to the right hand side netting. In fact, it deflected and it's a corner kick, which Mahrez himself will take. Right hand side into the penalty area he goes. Only half away. Stones turns on the shot and a good save for Wildsmith. Jesus is in there. So too is Aguero, and another good save from point blank range from Rodri by Wildsmith. A great save by him, and I think that's why he's got the votes for man in the match. Not out of sympathy, but for the way he's played so far. One good save there. And then the shot on the turn. It was John Stones, in fact, who turned. Got the right foot shot off. And Wildsmith stuck out a foot, and that was great. Good night, you, Caton. See you soon. Well, my last commentary for about a week or so, because the weekend I'm going to be quite busy, because I've got other commitments, including work and things like that, I'm afraid. Good evening, he says, Mr. Matson. Hiya, Trev. Well, have you been in the Bowser Television Centre again, Trevor? Concocted a very good grandstand on Saturday for us. Looking forward to the Six Nations on Saturday. If you are a subscriber to Trevor Sports, you haven't looked at his channel yet, give it a try, because he does everything. He brings back the old classics in gaming forward, in gaming as well. Good evening, Mr. Lynham. At least we've got Trevor on now. So if the game just gets a little dull, we've got Trevor Lynham on now to get the banter going. Right, 73 minutes gone in this FA Cup 5th round. I'm afraid it's going to the form book at the moment. Manchester City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0 here at Hillsborough. Michael Burt was being a you-know-what, but we're going in to present the 9 o'clock news. Just imagine if it was called Trevor Burke. Oh dear. The 9 o'clock news. Yeah. If only they kept it at 9 o'clock. They would have done Jarrah MacDonald out of a job on the other side. Anyway, here's David Silva. Anyway. Michael. Hold that for. Sorry. Right, anyway, 0-0. Here's a chance now for Jesus. Good save by Joe Wildsmith. Diving away to that to his right hand side. That was a good save. He's had a good game tonight, Wildsmith. Bit unlucky on the goal, perhaps. Here's Mahrez now. He's down the area. Mahrez shoots. Another great save by Joel Wildsmith. He's had a marvellous game. Remember, JB man of the match, folks. You've still got about a quarter of an hour to register your votes. There's been three votes so far. They've all been for the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, Joel Wildsmith. Now, if you want to add to that, or you want to vote for somebody else, the name of the player, name of your player, please, and then just hashtag it with the hashtag JBMOTM, please. So, with the last commentary from me for about a week or so. As I said, I've got the day job now to consider this weekend and one or two other bits. But we'll be well rested for the running now to the hopeful crowning of Liverpool being league champions, the climax of the FA Cup, the climax of the Champions League, Europa League, and the build-up to Euro 2020. Evening, Mr. Gubber. Quarter of an hour left. It's Bernardo Silva. It's all the Manchester City fans in the background that you can hear at the moment, and if there are any horrible language going on in the background, I do apologise to any youngsters listening to our coverage this evening. In the Scottish Premier League, we've got Motherwell 3, Ross County 1, Campbell with a goal after 75 minutes. Rangers are losing 1-0 to Hamilton Academicals, and Rangers as rivals, Old Firm rivals, are losing 2-1 at Livingston. So it will be as you were at the top of the SPL. Of course, last night it was the Edinburgh Derby, and Hearts beat Hibs 3-1 at Easter Road. Here at Hillsborough, it's a cross in from the near side, and the left-hand side. It was turned away by Euphoria for a throw-in, for a corner, to Sheffield, to Manchester City. He's had a marvellous game, Joe Wildsmith. Second choice goalkeeper, perhaps, but his goalkeeping today has been impeccable. Save here from Mahrez. Turns, right foot, turns away. Remember him playing for Sheffield Wednesday against Burnley a few years back in the Championship, when Burnley won 3-1, but he had an outstanding match then, I recall. As the corner comes in, Wednesday get it half away, and then the shot over the top by David Silva with his left foot. The City captain, who on Sunday lifted the first piece of silverware, which was the beautiful free-handled Football League Cup. Raheem Sterling on the bench there. Just to remind you of the two benches, should you need any reminding. Fletcher's already been used, and Leeds has already been used. I think no, Hunter's been used. So Wednesday we've got left also the keeper, Harris, Leeds, Nuyu, and Yogaya. JB, I finally found a game that's got the Grand National on it. Currently installing it. Oh, this sounds good, Trevor. Be able to do the Grand National now. You have to get me commentating at Beecher's Brook. Anyway, shots on target. I've just looked at that. 0-8 in favour of Manchester City. That's how one-sided, I'm afraid, this has been tonight, I'm afraid. We're hoping for a cup shot. Now, I'm just looking at this. Now, if VAR had been... Oh, I tell you what. If VAR had been there, he'd have been offside on that goal. I tell you that now. I know it would have been controversial, but having said that, the fact that he wasn't offside and the linesman there, Stuart Burke, kept his flag down, well, that's that in itself is it's hard to be conclusive about things like that, of course. I mean, it's a grey area, a lot of... Oh, now then, we might see a shock here at Tottenham, because the conquerors of Burnley, Norwich, have equalised. Dermich has got the goal after 78 minutes, so that one could actually be going to extra time. And for the moment, anyway, Tottenham will not be joining their hosts, their London rivals, Chelsea and Arsenal, in the quarter-final draw. Already are Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Sheffield United, who all won in the previous two nights. At the moment, City going through, but Wednesday have possession inside the City half. They've actually had a foray into the City half now. Can they create something? Cross into the penalty. Shot to the far post! And it was Stephen Fletcher, the former Burnley man, who came flying in at the left-hand post. And just for a fleeting moment, I thought Hillsborough was going to explode with unbridled joy. But Fletcher just couldn't grow enough to get on the end of that. And it goes away. Goodness me, what an opportunity. It was a good cross there by number 39. Number 29, Hunt. And Fletcher just couldn't get the head flick on it that was required to get on the end of it. Oh, what a chance. John Stones might have just put him off a little bit there, to be fair. Sheffield Wednesday, I really haven't threatened it all night long. And we've lost, I'm afraid, the thing again. This BBC, they need a bit of Trevor Sports. They need a bit of Trevor Sports in their life, because this is not good enough. The real BBC, I think they should be replaced by TBC. I have to say that. Trevor Broadcasting Corporation. I think that should be the... And the good thing about Trevor Sports is you don't have to pay the licence fee. Just Trevor Bonds. Right, we're going to have to... we've just launched Trevor Facts. Trev Facts. We've unbelievably lost the game at Hillsborough. We've lost it, I'm afraid, and just on it starting to hot up here a little bit at Hillsborough. I think we might have it back. Yes, we've got it back now. Hopefully we'll have this one back for you and get back the stream that was there beforehand. I'm afraid the BBC have been very poor. Just to rejoin the game, Sheffield Wednesday have forced the corner. This cup tie is starting to hot up. Hot up. I've always said, Sue, that the BBC should be paid more by adverts, just like ITV is. They made some quality without enable them to make more quality programmes. Anyway, enough about that. Let's concentrate on Barry Bannon and his corner. Can Sheffield Wednesday take it to extra time? One hopes they can. Towards the near post. Barry Bannon's corner. Sheffield Wednesday causing one or two anxious moments for Manchester City now. As we go to the serious business. I'll pay the licence fee if they brought back grandstand. Yeah, I'd second that. Fortunately, you won't get Des to do it because he's too old. Anyway, Raheem Sterling is going to enter the fray now. They can pay me. I think you do it. I think you do a good job on there. You do better than Claire Boulding, that's for sure. I think she was the one who killed off grandstand for me, Claire Boulding. They got rid of Julian Roos and brought her in, and the horse racing coverage went absolutely rubbish. Anyway, here come City looking to get that second goal in. But away comes Barry Bannon for Sheffield Wednesday. We're now into the last 8 minutes. Still Joel Wildsmith leading the way for man in the match here, with 7 minutes left to play plus stoppage time. Now, if Wednesday were to score in that time and there was no further scoring, remember, I cannot tell you this enough. We'll be going to extra time. As things stand, we're going to extra time with 10 minutes to go at Leicester against Birmingham and Tottenham against Norwich. They've played 83 minutes. It's just a bit behind at the Leicester match. You've got to say, well done, Birmingham. If Birmingham were to knock out Leicester, then we'd have a Football League representation in the quarter-finals. And I'm afraid we've lost the stream again as Aguero tries to get on the end of that cross. And turned away once again. I'm afraid the Beeb have had a very dark evening in terms of their coverage. But still, it's going to be a good evening for Sheffield, for Manchester City. There's been a goal, and it's a hard one for Birmingham to stomach. Ricardo has just scored for Leicester. Leicester City 1, Birmingham City 0. Ricardo with the goal. And that's a very sad way to bow. It's hard on plucky old Birmingham. They've done really well, kept into the game. But at the moment, it doesn't look as if it's going that way now. We're going to have to switch to the original stream because at the moment the commentary one, we've tried everything. We've tried every trick in the book. Well, here, so let's just watch Mahrez now go down that side. Ball inside of the penalty area, headed away for a corner. Now we're going to just switch the stream again to the original stream because at the moment we haven't. This one is absolutely rubbish at the moment, so we're having to rely on the other. So we have to turn the sound down a little bit, unfortunately. So I suppose everyone's enjoying of it, I'm afraid. As Sheffield Wednesday hook it behind for a corner. Sergio Aguero looks as if he's going off there, being substituted, but his goal now in the 55th minute could be sending Sheffield Wednesday out of the FA Cup. Remember, don't go away after the final whistle, folks. Please, 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 for the love of God, do not go away, because we have the draw for the quarter-finals coming right up for you. There's a little bit of a set-to there between Sergio Aguero and Pep Guardiola. Things don't look too great. Look at this. I don't know who's replaced him, but we'll get confirmation. I think it might be Raheem Sterling. I'm not sure. I think is it Raheem Sterling? But it wasn't. Yeah, it is Raheem Sterling that's come on for Sergio Aguero. 4 minutes to go. Well, that's a little bit of an interesting one there. There's a bit of a set-to there between Sergio Aguero and Pep Guardiola. Well, I'm sure the press will be all over that one in the next few days. And I hope they #be kind as the ball comes forward and it's going to be taken by Edison. I think they'll be all smiles in the dressing room if hang on, as Aguero now gets his tracksuit coat on. Pep has made all that money to make unpopular decisions that he made. Probably an unpopular one with Sergio Aguero. But Pep Guardiola is not a man to be messed with in any other circumstance. You won't want to mess with him on a lonely night, I tell you. He's paid to make those sort of decisions, and highly paid as well. Leicester 1, Birmingham 0 is the latest score. So at the moment, the only tie that's going to extra time is that one at Spurs, between Spurs and Norwich. That's one apiece. And yes, I would pay my license fee to watch you, Trevor, any day, mate. Honestly. Anyway, here comes David Silva into the penalty area. Turns again. Back to the edge of the area. Mahrez again. Chips it out. Here comes Mendy. Mendy now to the near side. Oh, he's lost it this time. And oh, that's a foul. That's got to be a foul there. Mahrez is going to pick up a yellow card for that. That's definitely a professional foul in my eyes. Michael Oliver, Johnny on the spot there as we go towards the end of the game here at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 1 in the 5th round of the FA Cup. In association with Emirates, we'll have a few post-match interviews at the end, and of course we'll have the draw with Chris Waddle and Martin Keown at full time. So don't forget to stay around for the draw. I'm sure you want to know which teams come out the velvet bag, and you'll be able to bring you that draw live here. Live. So stay around. We have the draw for you. Don't go anywhere else. Here's Cancelo now for Manchester City. 2 minutes left to play. 90 seconds left to play. Little chip forward now. And here's Sterling. Oh, what a nice turn towards the edge of the area. Well played. Got away once more. Still a chance here now. Here's Rodri in the middle of the midfield. Chips it out. And here's a chance now for Mendy, who's played really well tonight. Looks like Joe Walsmith will be our man and a match winner. And the moment his 3 votes is going to count big time now. Any votes now, unless you can find 3 votes for somebody else. It looks as if Joe Walsmith will get a consolation prize. Here's David Silva to Riyad Mahrez. A little chip forward into the penalty area. A little deflection, but Walsmith did well again. Apart from the goal, where he's very, very unfortunate. He's had a super game tonight and didn't deserve that horrible look that bestowed upon him. And he's bowled it straight out of play to his own frustration. And I think that's the first mistake, apart from the goal, that he's made all night. "30 seconds of normal time left to play. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Manchester City 1 in the FA Cup. Will we see extra time at the end of it all? Or will it go to the form book and see Manchester City in the quarterfinals? At the moment, Leicester City will be there and Manchester City will be there, but we're not knowing whether Spurs or Norwich will be there in the quarterfinals. Remember, if you reach the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, you get guaranteed television coverage as well, and that is a lot now. Travis, but the FA need to get Glenn Hoddle and Chris Waddle to do the draw. Well, I'm afraid Glenn Hoddle isn't here tonight. If the game was on ITV, they would have. I think they would have probably done it. Because Gordon Hoddle is a commentator with ITV, isn't he? The old Diamond Lights. I remember that. There's a video in the Cup final coverage of that year when they went down to Television Centre and did the Top of the Pops thing. Diamond Lights. I wonder what happened to their hairstyles at that time. Anyway, I can confirm that I think Sergio Aguero's got the TV man in a match, but I can confirm our man in a match has been the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper Joe Wildsmith. And I've got to say, he's performed magnificently, even though he's going to be on the losing side tonight. I honestly think that he's done reasonably well. Very unlucky on the goal that went in. On another day, if that goes over the bar, if flicks that over the bar, that says being compared to Gordon Banks in 1970 and that. Well, it's really sad that this is happening. And meanwhile, Sterling's through and a great save again. How many times we said that tonight here? And Celtic are out of trail at Livingston. They've got a point. Rogic with the goal after 93 minutes. Kilmarnock and Aberdeen have finished 2-2. 91 minutes. Hoddle and Waddle. Hoddle and Waddle. And a lot of old twaddle. Anyway, back to the game. And here's Bravo. We've played nearly 2 minutes of the 3. And the ball back. The hairstyles were banned in the year 1990. Yeah, and then shell suits came into being. I have to say that Sheffield, and what's happened here? And Bravo has been pushed to the ground. I think, there's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. That's what it was. I couldn't see what was happening there. Anyway, Sheffield Wednesday have a chance here. There was no foul on the goalkeeper. Anyway, Wildsmith with a free kick. Hits it into the Manchester City half. They jump for it. Sheffield Wednesday just haven't offered enough. Apart from that half chance was Fletcher, it's not really been good enough for them. And Sergio Aguero's goal in the 55th minute is going to give them a victory here. There's Sergio Aguero on the bench. 20 seconds to go. Can Sheffield Wednesday somehow find an equaliser? Remember, stay tuned for the draw as soon as this game's over. We'll get some post-match interviews as well. Probably from... Oh, wait a minute, Fletcher, just for a moment I thought it might have gone. And it's out of play. We've played the 3 minutes. And surely that will be that. There it is. The final whistle's gone. So Sheffield Wednesday bow out. But bow out really with a complete whimper. They just didn't do themselves, apart from the goalkeeper Wildsmith, who gets our man of the match award, by the way. I'm afraid that they didn't do themselves justice on the night. Motherwell 4, West County 1. I think that's Tony Watt with the goal. And that's a full-time score. So the goal in the 55th minute from Sergio Aguero, winning the day for Manchester City. There's going to be extra time to come at Tottenham. We'll keep you updated until for the next 10-15 minutes with that. But it's Manchester City going through. It's full time then. Extra time in the game at Norwich. And well, that's a real sad day for Sheffield Wednesday. But Aguero's goal in the 53rd minute. Well, City are up for the Cup this year. They join as things stand. Leicester City, they've not gone through yet. We'll get that confirmed for you. But Arsenal already through. They beat Pompey the other day. And then there was... And then, of course, there was Chelsea last night. They went through against Liverpool, a game you heard. Big result in the Premier League in Scotland. Rangers 0. Hamilton Academicals, who were bottom, 1. Wow. That is a turn up for the books. And, well, Steven Gerrard was saying he was continuing thinking about his future. Well, what does he do now? Back to the so Arsenal through, Chelsea through, also through are Sheffield United and Newcastle United. Manchester City definitely through. We can assume Leicester will hold on against Birmingham. So at the moment we've got 6 of the 8 teams through, and then we've got Derby County and Manchester United. You'll be able to listen to that on Ross Vernon's channel tomorrow night. Give that a listen if you haven't already, and I'll be listening along tomorrow night on Ross's channel. See how he does on that one. The Wayne Rooney derby, that will be live on Ross Burden's channel. And the whistle's gone to Leicester. So Leicester are the 6th quarter-finals confirmed. They join City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Sheffield United, Newcastle United, and as well. So it's turning into a good quarter-final. Panini's there. Stay with us for the draw, Panini. Stay with us, Russ. Stay with us, Trevor, because we haven't finished here at Hillsborough yet. We're still waiting for Waddle and all that to come. But we're going to have an interview now with Riyad Mahrez, who's talking with Adi Barber.
Particularly in the forward areas, they were very strong defensively.
Yeah, it was tough. We knew it. We knew it was going to come here and it was going to be tough, but we made the job. 1-0 sometimes we have to take the win like this, and we're happy to go through.
It looked like you were having a personal battle with the goalkeeper. He kept getting in your way.
Sometimes the ball doesn't want to go in, but I'm trying, and I will try all the time until it goes in.
Yeah, how much tonight was a game of patience? You know, you have players. If it's not yourself, you have a Sergio Aguero who can stick the ball in the net, and you had to be patient tonight.
We knew it was gonna be tough. They're gonna sit back. We knew we had to pass the ball between the lines, move a lot with David, Sergio, Gabi, Bernardo. So we know we have good players on the ball, and we knew we was gonna create chances. At the end, we scored, so we're happy.
You win a trophy on Sunday. You're now with another chance of lifting another one in the FA Cup. How much, as a group of players, do you have a hunger to keep this run going of lifting trophies domestically?
It's still a long way to go in the FA Cup. It's still the quarter-final, then semi-final. But we are there. We're trying to win every game, each game who come. And today was the FA Cup. We tried to win, we won, and the next game is going to be in the Premier League. We're going to try to win. That's how we are as a team. We are competitors, and we're going to try all the time to play good and try to win.
How mentally tough and draining is that? The relentless nature of being a Manchester City player and playing so many games and having that constant pressure to win, to perform every week.
I think we are made like this. You know, all the team are very focused every game. The manager makes sure we are all focused in each competition, and that's what we are as a team. We are very strong mentally, and we're gonna try to win as much as we can. Yeah.
Well, you're through to a quarter-final. Well done. Thanks for speaking to us.
Yeah, so these are the confirmed scores then. Leicester City 1, Birmingham 0, and Tottenham Hotspur 1, Norwich 1. We'll keep you updated until up to 10 o'clock tonight with that one. You can also follow that on BBC iPlayer if you want to watch that one, but you listen to the draw with us. And Sheffield Wednesday, you just heard, losing 1-0 to Manchester City and Riyad Mahrez. Burnley are out of the FA Youth Cup after a brave defeat to Manchester City earlier this evening, but Rory Delap's son scoring the winning goal. In Scotland, it's finished 2-2 between Livingston and Celtic. Rangers had the chance to close the gap, but lost to Rangers. And let's hear from Sergio Aguero now. He's with Adi Barber again.
Right up front there, they defended very well, but you got the breakthrough.
Yeah, so we know it's very, very tough. That pitch is so difficult, but the important is we winning, no? We qualify the next round.
Was the challenge tonight what you expected from Sheffield Wednesday?
No, I think they are a good team. So you say it's they're staff good. They are very good defense. So nothing. So I think it's they are good. ¿Cómo se dice? Le va bien en el. They are gonna do well in Championship.
There was a long conversation with yourself and Pep Guardiola when you came off the pitch. What can you tell us what he said to you?
No, just one movement, because he says when Riyad or Bernardo receive the ball, just moving in behind the central back, just that, because he's focused and that, so he's fine. Always, he's a good manager and crazy.
Yeah, he is a perfectionist, and you got the job done tonight. Well done, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, well, there we go. That bang goes our speculation what might have been said. All smiles in the end. That's just as I thought it might be. I think the whole thing gets blown out of all proportions there. But well, that's 8 games now they played in the FA Cup, including replays. And Sheffield Wednesday haven't managed to win one single match. We're just waiting for the cup draw, folks. But if there's any goals that go in the other game, we'll let you know straight away. We've still got Russ there covering everything for us until 10 o'clock when we leave you tonight. But we'll have the draw for you before we leave you tonight, so don't worry, we will let you know first up.
Cheltenham Festival.
I do apologise there, but yeah, not a great performance. If I was summing up the game in a nutshell, very dominant performance from Manchester City. They were frustrated a little bit tonight by that resolute Sheffield Wednesday defence. But having said that, they were dominant. I don't think there's much doubt about that. They were just so good in possession. It was a matter of time before they broke through, and it was a fortuitous goal. Let's make no mistake. The shot from Aguero, left-footed shot. Maybe a suspicion or two whether that was maybe offside or not. But having said that, it was still a great. It was a great effort by Will Smith to get a hand to it, pushed it down, and the ball sadly span back underneath the bar and in the net. They did it the bar earlier in the game, and Will Smith was making some terrific saves. Just see one there from Bernardo's left foot shot, and it just seemed as if it was going to maybe go to extra time, but in the end, Sheffield Wednesday just didn't offer enough in the final third. They had one outstanding chance of the whole match that came in late on in the second half when the ball was fizzed in for the right, and Fletcher came within maybe half an inch of getting on the end of it. Well, there will be questions whether Aguero was offside or not, but all that said, it was it still needed to finish the thing, and it was minute. Stephen Burke kept his flag down on the far side, the linesman. Adam Nunn was the other linesman tonight. And even so, it was a terrific effort to save it by Will Smith. Comes off his arm, back goes over the top. It's a great save, and people will be comparing that to Gordon Banks all those years ago. Still 1-1 at Spurs, incidentally, in the game there. Crosses the line, and out goes Sheffield Wednesday. Just waiting to do the draw for the quarterfinals. Still 1-1. There is one tie to go tomorrow. The report from Birmingham was that Lee Camp made 2 top saves from Madison, but Ricardo Pereira with a close range pinpoint header that's got the Foxes through. Alan Shearer is excited for the draw because his beloved Newcastle are in it. Music, I don't know what music it was. It was just some advert on the phone as I was scrolling through just Facebook there for a second or two. But I thought it was a good game. Manchester City could have won it by more. There's no doubt about that. I think there's no two ways about that. But having said that, great performance by Sheffield Wednesday's defence. Attack, they just weren't good enough. Panini's making assumptions it's going to be a Manchester City final. Well, you might be wrong here. It all depends on where the balls come out the old velvet bag in about sort of what time are we on now? 3 minutes from now we'll have the draw live. Yes, live for the FA Cup. So we'll be handing over to Mark Chapman. He's going to send you through the draw. He's going to introduce the draw for us and for everybody else. BBC, BT, this channel, for the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. It's going to be live, no pre-recording this time. We don't pre-record on this channel. Thank you very much. We do it live. We do it as live or live. And we're just waiting for the draw whilst they're going through one or two of the Wednesday chances at the end. And they did rally a bit in the last sort of 7 or 8 minutes. If Fletcher takes that, then they were still commentated. But none at the moment, because it's all over. Still 1-1 in the game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Any goals going, we'll let you know before 10 o'clock if anything goes happening. If you once we're off the air, you can now watch it on BBC iPlayer after we come off the air at about 10 o'clock tonight. As I say, we're just waiting. Hillsbury's completely empty. I think we are going to go now to Mark Chapman, who's going to bring us the whole of the 5th round draw. There are 10 teams in it. In fact, let's bring you the commentary from Leicester against Birmingham. Let's see what happened. Martin Fisher is the commentator.
Right in the air. It'll drop here for Maddison. Can he work the shot away? Can he get through? Maddison with the skills. He's done brilliantly. Punched away by Camp. And Moranci helps it further away. That's the best bit of football that Leicester City have produced so far this evening. It's not a particularly high bar. Corner is cut back for Albrighton to Dinking. Good delivery, and Evans couldn't get over it. That's a really well-fashioned move by Leicester City. And Johnny Evans, who's never actually scored in an FA Cup tie, won't have had many better chances than this. Albrighton. Tillemans, nice. Space for Maddison. Lines it up, lets it go! And clips the top of the bar. Maddison, more and more in the second half, beginning to call the tune. Chilwell is away from Gardner. Ben Chilwell for Leicester City, trying to make things happen in these closing stages. Hangs one up. Cross the header from Ricardo, and Leicester City take the lead. Birmingham's brave resistance is in tatters now, and Leicester City have the lead in this FA Cup 5th round tie.
Yes, Brendan Rodgers, cheers.
Yeah, so Leicester going through there. That'll be music to Mr. Lineker's jug ears. Right, I think it is about time we go over to the draw. We're going to join Mark Chapman for the quarterfinals of the Emirates FA Cup. Over to Mark for the draw here for the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. All yours, Mark.
Does Manchester beaten Sheffield Wednesday by 1-0 to make it through to the quarter-finals, and we're going to make the draw for the last 8 right now with 2 former England internationals in Martin Keown and Chris Waddle. Let's start with Martin, a man of course who is an integral part of one of the most successful periods in Arsenal's history, a member of the celebrated invincible side of 2004, and in all he helped Arsenal win 3 Premier League titles, the European Cup Winners' Cup and 3 FA Cups. And we also have Chris Waddle with us, a fruitful 5 years at Newcastle for Chris, which saw him win first call-up to the England squad. Look how yummy looks there, and the hair. And then he, of course, moved to Tottenham, with whom he'd reached the FA Cup final in 1987. He won 3 league titles in France with Marseille, and then moved here to Sheffield, helping Wednesday to both domestic cup finals in 1993. And that was a very, very special goal, wasn't it?
Well, obviously, yeah, against rivals across the city, so you just hit it and something was a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, they do. And you scored one just like that in a veterans game this week at the age of 59.
No, it was probably a better one.
It was a better one.
It was a win decision.
Martin, if Manchester United beat Derby tomorrow night, then we'll have an all Premier League quarter-final lineup for the first time since 2005-06. So it's strong, isn't it?
It's very strong. It's a shame because I like the romance of a team from the lower divisions to get through, but I suppose the quality in the end rises to the top. I don't think you realise what a wonderful player this man was. Probably one of my most difficult opponents. Great player.
Yeah.
I can't believe he never won it, but there we are.
Oh, right. Well, great. It's a backhanded compliment. Great player, but you've never won that. Right, let's show you the 8 numbers of the teams involved. The holders, Manchester City, are 1. The team from across the way, Sheffield United, are 2. Chelsea 3. Newcastle 4, Leicester, who have won this evening in knocking out Birmingham, 5. That Derby Manchester United game is tomorrow night. Tottenham and Norwich are playing at the moment, so that's gone to extra time. It's 1-1 in that game. And Arsenal, of course, are the final team, and they are number 8. So, Martin, you are going to draw the home teams. Chris will draw the away teams. You're in charge of making sure the 8 balls go into the bowl for us. You check, yes?
Yes,
They're all out?
I believe so.
Flatten it down, just check. Okay, right, and then give them a swirl around, and this is the draw for the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Here we go. Number 2.
So Sheffield United will be at home, the first team out in the last 8.
Number 8.
And they will be at home to Arsenal. Arsenal will be going to Bramall Lane. That's our first quarter-final.
Number 4.
Number 4, Newcastle United. Last reached the quarter-finals in 2006.
Number 1.
And Newcastle are at home to the holders, Manchester City. Newcastle will play Manchester City.
Wanted a home draw, but maybe not that one.
No. Well, you did your bit then for Aaron, didn't you?
Number 7.
So that is Tottenham or Norwich. As I say, 1-1 at the moment. They're into extra time. Tottenham or Norwich.
Number 6.
And they will be at home to the winners of tomorrow night's game between Derby or Manchester United. So the final quarter-final, who will be at home?
Number 5.
And this game will take place at the King Power. Leicester, who have lost all 4 of their quarter-finals in the Cup this century.
Number 3.
And to confirm, they will be at home to Chelsea. There's our final one, Leicester against Chelsea. That concludes the draw for the... Hello, there you are. That concludes the draw for the quarterfinals. The ties will be played on the weekend of the 20th to the 22nd of March.
And thank you very much to Mark Chapman. And we now confirm those draws for you. So Sheffield United will play Arsenal. That's at Bramall Lane. These ties to be played on March the 20th. And Newcastle against Manchester City. That looks a very good game on paper, I have to say. Tottenham or Norwich, which is still 1-1, and Derby against Manchester United, and the 4th one is Leicester against Chelsea. So there we go. That's the FA Cup for you. So let's see what Pep Guardiola thinks of that draw in just a second or two. He's speaking just after the draw to Early Barber.
Home draw, you didn't get one. It's Newcastle away. What's your reaction?
Important is being there. We came here to be in that part of the draw. And yeah, we're going to Newcastle.
It'll be a big noisy game, that's for sure. But like you say, tonight's job was all about getting there, having your name in that hat. You didn't always look happy at the side of the pitch, but you got the job done tonight.
Well, we didn't concede one shot on target, and it doesn't matter what level. We were incredibly solid. It's tough because defend 10 players there. We didn't find more passes inside, but we created enough chances to win. 2 crossbar, but especially the chances we had in the second half. And yeah, happy to be. It was a tough week for us in terms of we talked about this before. I spent a lot of mental energy, and but the players again were ready to fight and to play as good as possible and qualify for the next round.
Yeah, the mental energy that's been expended over the last week is very high. There's been travel, there's been a cup final in there as well. In terms of the patience and the management that your players showed of the game tonight, is that something that pleases you most about what they did out there?
I didn't have doubt about that. We know that this kind of games, if we concede a goal, we concede a lot of chances that you will be in trouble. And it didn't happen, and at the end, the second half, with the rhythm is a little bit higher, they're a little bit more tired. We can find the spaces with the quality of the players we have up front, and yeah. And at the end, the result is that.
We know the performance is always very important to you. when you look at the performance tonight, the job that was done tonight, you're through, you're in that next round. Is tonight a successful night for you?
Absolutely. So FA Cup away and Championship or whatever, League One, we play against the two champs who were out. It was Wigan 2 seasons ago, and I remember Swansea last season, an extra time on the last moments. So it's always, we knew it, but we make a good game. We didn't concede one shot on target, and that means a lot. Through this idea, we can create more, and we play more quality.
Well done tonight, thank you.
Yeah, so Pep Guardiola there talking with Ailey Barber. He's just glad to be in the draw, quite honestly. Alan Shearer, he's smiling. So it's Newcastle against Man City. That's got to be one of the ties of the round, doesn't it? It all depends on where I'm going to be on the 22nd of March. But if we are available to do it, we will do the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. But we brought you two quality ties tonight, this last few days. So, of course, if you want to stay and watch the conclusion to the Tottenham game, you can do now on BBC iPlayer. Half time in extra time, as we just speaking about that, it's 1-1. So we could be on the way. We could be on the way there to a potential shot. Maybe Norwich could go through. Who knows? But we'll see. But as I say, the FA Cup never fails to be so entertaining. Well, we'll see what we can do, Benini. But I mean, obviously we've got to check our thing as well. Let me just check. Of course, it has to coincide with the day job as well. I think that has to be agreed now. That is for certain. So we have that to sort out as well. So let's just check what games I can do and what games I can't do, because obviously we've got we have that weekend off. So the weekend off, we have that off, so that's fine. So we're going to leave you tonight. You can watch Tottenham and Norwich now on the iPlayer if you want, but I can tell you that Sheffield Wednesday have gone out, beaten by Manchester City. The draw is Sheffield United Arsenal, Newcastle Tottenham, Tottenham or Norwich against Derby or Manchester United, and Leicester against Chelsea. That's your quarter-final draw. Those ties to be played on the 22nd and 23rd of March. Hopefully we'll have at least 2, maybe 3 of those ties for you on the JB Clark YouTube channel. But until now, for at least a week or so, I'm going to take a little break now and get revved up for the end of the season. Well, me, JB, for tonight. Thank you to Panini, to Russ, to Mike, to Trevor, to Sue. Good night to you all. To Luke Caton earlier, and to everybody who's joined us tonight. Thank you very much indeed. I hope to see you very soon. Don't forget to watch Trevor Sports on Saturday for Six Nations, his version of Six Nations Grandstand, and of course he's also revealed that he's got a Grand National game as well, so we might be seeing an alternative Grand National. Who knows, eh? Anyway, have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the Tottenham Norwich game. I'm going to settle back and watch that now. Hope you're going to enjoy that as well. Hope you enjoyed our 2 commentaries from the Cup this week. And Russ will be with you tomorrow for the final tie of the game. That's tie of the round. That's between Derby County and Manchester United. So I'll be settling back to listen to that one with Russ. Till then, have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you just over possibly a week's time for more commentary action. Till then, have a fantastic week and a weekend as well. And I'll see you very soon. From me, JB, take care. Good night.